a medical professor walks into a room full of 18 and 19-year-olds, talking to them about pursuing a career in medicine. And he said, if you do medicine, you can combine it with anything that is of your interest. For example, if you like kids, you can take pediatrics. If you like airplanes, you can take up aviation medicine. If you like Formula One, you can be the doctor at the pit stop attending to your favorite Formula One driver. That professor was Professor Abdul Latif, a cardiologist and a lecturer in CUSMS, the university that I'm currently in 5th year in. And I was one of those 18-year-olds sitting and listening to him. And the fact that knowing that we are able to combine our profession and passion definitely enthralled me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam.
Can I see a show of hands here? How many of you in the audience are students still studying? Okay, wow, that's a lot. Those working? Okay, that's quite a number as well. Now, ask yourself this. You don't need to raise up your hands. How many of you, where you're studying or where you're working, you're in there because you chose to be there, because of the passion that you have in there? And how many of you are in, why is everyone laughing? And how many of you are in your profession or your field of study that you're in there because you have to be there? Someone forced you to be there, or there's no other choices for you. But in life, there's always options. And today I'm going to talk about loving what you do, your passion, and doing what you love in your career. So let's talk about the first option, doing what you love. Doing what you love means that, the first option is loving what you do. Loving what you do means it's like you've already have a profession you're in, you're already studying it, and maybe you don't like it, but you have to force yourself to love it or learn to love it because it's what you need to keep on going for the rest of the day, for the rest of the year, or how many years that you're going to study or work. And this is important because everyone wants happiness. Everyone needs to push themselves. For example, the closest example to my heart, because I'm taking medicine, the undergraduate needs 5 years to complete the degree. And I thought, well, yeah, it's just 5 years. But later on, you realize there's another 2 years of training, and another 1 year of service, and another few years of training, especially can go on for years and years. And meeting patients who are ill, who are unhappy, it drains out that passion in you after a time. And in the end, you still need to push yourself to love what you do. So how can you do this? How can you love what you do? Number one, if you don't like your profession, but if you have no other choices, you need to find value. You need to find value so that you can push yourself through whatever challenges or difficulties that you can do it. Number two is finding small goals and targets to push yourself. I think the best example is Productive Muslim. They always find and show ways on how to be productive, and in that sense, you can keep on going to make sure that you reach your targets and goals. However, if you've done that and you're unable to love what you do, it's time to stop, it's time to quit, and you move on to the next option. The second option is do what you love. Follow your heart and follow what you're passionate about. Now, passion is what wakes you up every morning and gets you going throughout the rest of the day, no matter how long or difficult the day is. There's a quote that goes, "Passion moves men beyond himself, beyond his failures, and beyond his shortcomings." That passion is what can move you throughout any difficulties that you have. Now, for example, In 2005, Steve Jobs gave a speech at Stanford University, and he told them about the story of his life. He started off studying something that he didn't like, and he felt so guilty because he was using up his parents' money. I think many students can relate to that. And eventually, he realized that, hey, I don't want to do this, and I'm just going to drop it. He dropped his classes that he wasn't interested in and entered the classes that he really liked. Therefore, what he did was that one of the classes he entered to was a class on calligraphy. And later on, he became the founder of Apple. And with that class on calligraphy, he followed his passion. He was able to incorporate it into the MacBook, and that's why MacBook has like a really beautiful typeface, because he used his passion to incorporate it into what he was doing. Now, how can you follow your passion? Maybe some of you are doing something that you don't like and you have to force yourself, and maybe some of you are deciding to come here, follow your passion. And how can you do that? Is number one, many people are scared to walk out of their comfort zone. Many people think that they can't do it, or they think that, they're going to lose a lot. But what's life if you don't take chances, right? So you have to decide to take risks. You have to decide to eliminate whatever fears that you have and just do it. And I think one of the most important things when you want to pursue a passion, which may not necessarily work out for you, which possibly the other option could have been better for you, is that Salat Istikhara, which is deciding that, which is praying to Allah that if you change options, that He guide you and keep you in the straight path throughout this option that you chose. We've talked about loving what you do, doing what you love, and there's a third option, which is about combining them both, where the profession and the passion might be different. Now, this is a story I'd like to share with you, a personal one, which not many people know, just my friends and family, but I'd like to share with you the first time in public. So when I was 7 or 8 years old, I've always known that I wanted to become an artist. I love illustrating and drawing so much. I thought that when I become a grown-up, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do art. When you're in Form 5, you're asked like so many times what course you want to do, what you want to enter. And somehow the word artist didn't come up. Maybe because, I don't know, nobody else wanted to take art, so I felt like it was weird if I did. And my parents didn't really think that it would fulfill my potential if I took art either. I don't have any sisters, and the sisters closest to me were my cousins, and they took medicine. So I thought that maybe that's a profession that I really want to go to, even though my passion was in art. So later on, I found out that there was a way to combine it. And there's a way for you to combine if you have a profession and passion that's different. Something happened for me to start illustrating medical notes. And that story will be told in my talking this afternoon, the Dash for Cash. So when I started illustrating, I found that medicine didn't become so black and white and bleaky, and I could put my passion into good use, into something that I really liked and I could spend days and hours on. And that's how finally I came up with that book. But when you want to combine profession and passion, it's not always easy. It comes with criticism, it comes with a lot of people pulling you back, and sometimes you wonder, is it really worth it? When I approached reviewers to read my book, to look through it and check. One professor, he told me, you are just a student, you can't publish a book yet. You need to wait until you become a doctor, a professor, or have somebody that's with you to, look through a book. And if you have any medical, legal issues, what's going to happen to you? You're just a student. And other people said, why are you creating a book? There's thousands of medical books out there, and you really think that this is going to sell? Do you really think that people are going to buy this? And mashallah, I stopped. I actually gave up at that point. But if it wasn't for my family who pushed me and told me, you know what, just do it. We'll give you the money to print it and everything, and if people don't buy it, that's okay, that's another story, but take the chance. Take the chance to follow your passion and what you want to do. And alhamdulillah, to date, when it was published in July, 3,500 books have been sold, and not just in Malaysia, but internationally as well. And alhamdulillah, this is a lesson that I'd like you to learn from my mistakes and my difficulties and failures in that, number one, if you have a profession that you need to love, if you have a passion that you want to follow, or if you want to combine them both, what you can do, number one, is that you need people who support you when you want to give up. When you feel like you can't get up anymore, you need those people to remind you why you're in that profession, or why you did that, why you're in that passion in the first place. And secondly, please follow your heart and have a passion or have a profession that you will be proud of and you can do great in for the sake of the Ummah. Thank you.